Hello everybody and welcome. In today's special double video, we're going to be talking about the sweeper keeper and goalkeeper roles in Football Manager. And let's get started with an overview of the roles. The sweeper keeper and goalkeeper can be used in any formation and in any tactic. These two roles are tasked with keeping the opponent from scoring. The only position in Football Manager that you are required to use, it's safe to say they are essential to your team. And on the rare occasion, they can get an assist. We're looking at both the goalkeeper and sweeper keeper roles in today's video because this position doesn't really function the same as the other player roles we've looked at. So let's start our comparison with what they do when defending in your own half, and they're basically the same. Both the goalkeeper and sweeper keeper are trying to keep the opponent from putting the ball in the net. As an example, the opponent is on the ball right now and this is our goalkeeper. He stays on his line and makes the save. And here's another example. This is the opponent on the ball, and this goalie is the sweeper keeper. He stays on his line and makes the save. We're going to start seeing differences when your team is defending but not in your own half. Like when the opponent tries a long pass over the top of your defense, the sweeper keeper will be more inclined to step off his line and track down the ball. This is the opponent on the ball, and this is my goalkeeper. When the pass goes over the defense, you'll see the extent at which the goalkeeper will leave his net. The sweeper keeper, on the other hand, is much more comfortable leaving his net to track down a loose ball. Where they really start to differ is when your team is in possession of the ball, so we're going to talk about that in the next section. When you're in possession of the ball, the goalkeeper will stay in and around the penalty box, and he isn't involved too much in your play. The sweeper keeper acts like another outfield player and has more creative freedom. Here's a passing chart for the goalkeeper. It shows where he completed a successful pass. As an example, this is a random play where we're on the ball out on the wing. This is the goalkeeper, who is staying on his line even though we have the ball. He'll get the pass and continue our possession. On the other hand, this is a passing chart for the sweeper keeper. We see he's much more involved when we have the ball, going as far as the defensive midfield area to complete a pass. Right now we're on the ball attacking to the right. The sweeper keeper will happily enter the midfield to help us with retaining possession. While it may seem that the sweeper keeper is the better role, be aware that you're asking your goalie to leave the net. Don't be surprised if you give up a few goals per season because of mistakes involving the sweeper keeper. So while this is a bit reductive of these two roles, you can basically think of the goalkeeper as playing with less risk, but this means they're less prone to mistakes. And the sweeper keeper will play with more risk, which means they're more prone to mistakes. The sweeper keeper can be used on either the defend, support, or attack duty. And though this changes their positioning a little bit, The sweeper keeper will happily leave the penalty area no matter which one you choose. What you're changing is the amount of risk they have. On defend, they're going to play safer, play with more caution, and act as a safety valve. On support, they're going to play with a little more risk, venture further out, and can focus on counterattacks. And on attack, they'll travel even further out, dribble more, and act as your 11th outfield player. The possession-based 4-3-3 could be good for a sweeper keeper on defend. The defend duty will help us more with simple passes to allow us to keep the ball. This is a counter 4-4-2 with a sweeper keeper on support. The support duty will be more inclined to try a counter-attacking pass to help us get the ball up the field quickly. And this 4-2-3-1 is where the sweeper keeper on attack could be effective. The team's high press and high defensive line would push the team up the field, and the attack duty would push up the sweeper keeper to be more in line with the team and have him be a passing threat. And the goalkeeper would be able to fit in all of these tactics and playstyles. They're just not going to be near as involved as a sweeper keeper. Both the goalkeeper and sweeper keeper have a number of team instructions that can help you dictate how you want to distribute the ball. This includes instructions like play out of defense, telling them where you want to distribute the ball, as well as how fast you want them to do it. Those play-specific ones, like distribute to playmaker and distribute to target forward, are effective if you want to focus on getting a certain player the ball. Here's a goalkeeper on the ball, and he's going to distribute it to our target forward, who wins the initial header and we get the goal. A goalie has their own set of attributes, but there is some overlap with the normal player roles. If you like to use a sweeper keeper, attributes like first touch, passing, and composure are some of the ones to look for. For a goalkeeper, kicking is an excellent one to have since it helps with their accuracy when distributing the ball. And this is in addition to the important defensive ones, like one-on-one, positioning, and reflexes. However, there's one attribute that's wholly unique to the goalie: eccentricity. This is an attribute that's not necessarily good if it's a high number. That's because eccentricity dictates if your goalie is going to do the unexpected, and this often means ignoring your tactical instructions. So the higher the eccentricity attribute, the more your goalie will do something like kicking it long, even though you've told them to distribute it to your center backs. Or it may mean they want to dribble into the midfield more, and the risk of turnover is much greater there. So keep in mind, if your goalie has a high eccentricity attribute and you play them as a sweeper keeper, you may see them doing things you don't like. There's not a ton of player traits available for either the goalkeeper or sweeper keeper, so I wanted to take this time to point out that you can add the player instruction of tackle harder to your goalie. So don't forget that I've got a Patreon account if you'd like to support the channel, and on that page is a free link to our Discord server where we're talking about Football Manager. Anyway, that is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.